Hey everybody, welcome into Siren Records Monterey. It's Fresh Catch Friday, and to kick things off for you, I will give you the pick of the week, and it's so exciting because today is actually Record Shore Day. This is Fleet Foxes Shore on the Anti-Records label. Now, this is the fourth studio album from Fleet Foxes, and it actually came out in digital form last September. But vinyl is finally out today, and just I haven't been able to really talk to you about it before because there wasn't any physical product to show you. But now there is, and so we can talk about this, and I can tell you what a great record this is. Fleet Foxes is it's pretty much Robin Pecknold, doing the songwriting, the arrangements, everything. Now there is Fleet Foxes that is the touring band, and they are, an important part, a very integral part of this. But it's pretty much he's the one that's doing this. Now, after the crack up in 2017, there was like arrangements, were being put down, and it was a kind of a slow process. It's like, think about it. They've been putting out albums for a few years, and every single one's been a banger. They've never had a bad record. But anyway, Robin Pecknold took a little hiatus to go back to school and do some undergraduate work, and then there was a time shortly after that where, COVID hit and everybody got quarantined, and everything sort of creatively stopped. And he was living in New York at the time, and everything's shutting down. People are leaving. It's kind of a depressing sort of a, pressure on everything. So anyway, he got in the car and took some trips around the Catskills, and really was a very healing time, and it sort of rejuvenated the creativity. And he was able to just drive through and put miles on the car. I think he said something like 6,000 miles in a month or something like that. But he was able to do things like just pull over whenever inspired and just jot down lyrics. And he was listening to rough mixes of the instrumentation in the car the whole time. But anyway, this is how this album grew out of that. Anyway, there is it's a very hopeful, very bright, a beautiful record. After the crack up was kind of heavy, but this one, it does still have some heavy subject matter on it. The opening track is Waiting in Waist High Water, and it has this beautiful female vocal in tandem with him, who was actually a person that somebody had sent him a mix of this girl just performing Mykonos, and it was just such a beautiful thing, so he brought her on board. And anyway, then there is also the single you probably heard, Sunblind. It really has like a nice nod to musicians that had heavily influenced him in the past, but have like passed on, or for various reasons. People like Elliott Smith, like Dave Berman, and Judy Sills, and just to name a few. Anyway, it's almost like this is the message there is, live your life to the fullest, because they can't anymore, even after all this, that they gave us. So it's very just like a love letter to falling in love with the process of making music and writing music again. But it's a double. It's on crystal clear vinyl. This is the indie exclusive, and we ordered a lot more than we got, so you got to kind of hurry up if you want these. But anyway, can't say enough good about this. It is an absolutely gorgeous record, and it's so, it just feels good, and I hope you're going to like it too. But anyway, that's my pick of the week for you. I have been dying to talk to you about this because it is just absolutely fabulous. So, having said that, I got another handful of just things that are, came out, and we'll just go through them quickly so we can all get started with our weekend. Anyway, the first thing up I got for you is this Benny Sings single. This is a 7-inch. It's called Rolled Up. It's on the Stones Throw Records label. It's the original version of Rolled Up. On the A side features Mac DeMarco, and on the B side it's an exclusive instrumental version. Okay, next up we've got Lana Del Rey, Chemtrails Over the Country Club. This is on Interscope. And this is like following the success of her 2019 Grammy-nominated album, Norman fucking Rockwell. She's released, this is a highly anticipated record, 7th studio album. and it features 11 songs, including the singles Let Me Love You Like a Woman and the title track Chemtrails Over the Country Club. Now, I don't know what to say about this because I don't get it. I don't know what is so heavily anticipated. I just find this to be very sleepy, very boring, and I don't think she's got a particularly good voice, or I find the delivery of that sort of stoned out vocal just really tired. And I don't know, you tell me, it's just because I say it doesn't make it so, but I don't get it. I just don't understand. Anyway, beige vinyl. Beige, yeah, it's beige. So there's the colored version and I think black vinyl too. So not impressed, but there she is, okay? For you that love her, it's there for you now. Now we've got champion Jack Dupree from New Orleans to Chicago. This is on Decca. Like, you know, many black American blues and R&B artists, New Orleans singer and pianist champion Jack Dupree, he found like much more respect and recognition in Europe than here in his homeland. So he relocated to Europe in 1959 and very rarely returned to the U.S. But anyway, he cut several albums there, and including this From New Orleans to Chicago, recorded in London in 1966. So his blues band, it was there was like 2 records that were part of this. This is sort of the first one, and then there's a companion piece that, let me see, it was like a Beat Goes On or that. Anyway, of the 2, the latter one is probably, this From New Orleans, it's probably better known because of, sorry, because of the presence of Eric Clapton and John Mayall on here at the sessions of this. So, you know, you really get, you know, champion Jack Dupree has this very thundering barrel house piano that he plays, and these kind of unique vocals. I don't know why, but they call it the Emerald City vocal, but it's almost very tongue-in-cheek delivery. Anyway, now you can have this. He's got like a very solid band with him there. So, yes, but with Eric Clapton, Tony McPhee, Keith Hartley, and John Mayall. All right. Next up, we have, this is Steve Earle and the Dukes. This is called JT. This is on New West Records, and this is actually a tribute to Steve's late son, JT, Justin Townes Earle, who passed away on August 20th, 2020 in Nashville. The album was originally released digitally in what would have been Justin's 39th birthday in January 4th, 2021 by New West. And anyway, this finds Steve Earle and the Dukes covering 10 of Justin's songs from I Don't Care, which appeared on his 2007 debut EP, Yuma, and a trio of selections like his full-length debut, The Good Life, to later compositions like 2017's Champagne Corolla and 2019's The Saint of Lost Causes, which was the title track of Justin's 8th and final studio album. JT closes with Last Words, which is a song that Steve wrote for JT. Now this is also the indie exclusive, but I don't know what color it is. It just, it is a color exclusive. So yeah, I wish I knew what color that was for you, but I don't. All right. Next up, we have Green Day, Insomniac. This is 2 LPs. This is the 25th anniversary of this record on Reprise, and it's remastered to celebrate this 25th anniversary. So there's some bonus goodies here. It includes an additional LP with 8 rare or never previously released live tracks from the Prague stop of their Insomniac World Tour in March of 1996. And it has an etched B-side. The cover is kind of this, you see that? It's kind of rainbowy, holographic, I guess. So anyway, that's pretty deluxe. Here for you now, okay? All right, and then we have another pretty good, exciting thing for you here. This is Middle Kids, and this is Today We're the Greatest, and this is on Domino, which is actually one of my favorite labels. Anyway, this is the Sydney-based outfit here. They're a trio, and this follows up their debut lost friends. This is a collection of 12 songs that are very personal and courageous and, you know, kind of jarring. And their singer, Hannah Joy, sums it up like this. She says, "This is a simple song about people being tiny and our lives being fleeting, and also that we are epic and great. It's finding the beauty and majesty of the everyday. Life is gory and boring sometimes. It's both hectic and mundane, and we have to accept both." Anyway, she's just got a great vocal. I really enjoyed their debut so much. So anyway, this is a nice follow-up. There was some good stuff on here, so you can get into that too. All right, next up we got Painted Shield, self-titled. This is on Loose Groove Records. This is a new band, you know, formed by Pearl Jam guitarist and songwriter Stone Gossard and singer-songwriter Mason Jennings. And this is their debut release, and it's on Stone Gossard's Loose Groove Records. Okay? All right, next up, this is The Prodigy, Their Law, the singles from 1990 to 2005. It's a double LP, and this is on XL Recordings. This is originally released in 2005, and the album features tracks from 4 XL Recordings albums that The Prodigy has put out for them: Experience, Music for the Jilted Generation, Fat of the Land, and Always Outnumbered, Never Outgunned. And this is the first time that the album has been available on vinyl. So the release is a double LP, and it includes an MP3, okay? All right, next up is Rise Against Nowhere. This is a 7-inch, and this is Loma Vista. Now, their new album is set for release on June 4th via Loma Vista, and to kind of, you know, this is the precursor to that. This is the single. It's the title track, Nowhere Generation. It's an instant anthem for what they're calling leaders of the future U.S. Anyway, frontman Tim McElrath says that the band have been listening to their fans in terms of what they want from them. So anyway, you know, post-punk 7-inch precursor to the full length in June. All right, next up we have this Michael Schenker, Ride on My Way on Nuclear Blast. Now, originally this was only limited on this clear vinyl, but now it's available, you know, far and wide on black vinyl. This is, it's an award-winning, he's an award-winning legendary guitarist, this Michael Schenker. And the album features very classic rock guitar-driven songs that highlight his distinctive and dynamic guitar playing. You know, what it was his other band, MSG, and I think, who else? Was he in the Scorpions at one time? Something like that? Anyway, there you go. Next up, this is Paul Stanley's Soul Station, Now and Then, double LP on UME. This is a new project from like the legendary lead singer of Kiss, Paul Stanley. There he is in the white jacket down the front, and he's paying homage to influences of his youth. He's called upon a set of very seasoned musicians to record a set of very classic Motown covers and 5 original songs on Now and Then. This is just on black vinyl. You know, it's a real strange, kind of a vanity project, I guess you could say. I mean, seems to me that this is probably the kind of music that he grew up with. He's really picked some great soul songs to cover, but you know, for example, there's other people that have done these covers and maybe better. Like, you remember you guys when the Rolling Stones did a cover of Just My Imagination? Well, you know how they kind of changed it up and made it their own? Well, he pretty much does the covers of that and other great soul songs, but he does them straight. And it's like, I guess we're just kind of left wondering, well, why? Other than a vanity project, I can't really see what the big significance is. I mean, it's really interesting. There's one song that, you know, the vocal is with this really amazing female vocal. It's one of these girls. I don't know which one, but wow, beautiful voice. Anyway, like I said, he really picked some great tunes. The originals are sort of in the same vein of that, you know, just being very R&B, you know, groove. So anyway, that's it. Here for you now. You can try it. I don't know. It was okay, but again, I was just kind of left wondering, like, well, why? Now, I have it to show you on cassette. This is Ringo Starr And this is Zoom In EP, and this is also on UME. And I would say again, very much a vanity project because Ringo's beloved, and you're not going to get anything super great. It just is what it is. It's very kind of typical Ringo Starr. His vocal is a very certain way. The songs are light and airy, but man, has he got a list of like heavyweights on here with him. Like, take a listen. It was recorded in Ringo's home studio from April to October of 2020. So it's 5 new songs, and I don't need to really tell you all the titles of them. I'm sure that's not of real significance. But anyway, get this. The contributions working with him on this come from Paul McCartney, Joe Walsh, Ben Harper, Dave Grohl, Sheryl Crow, Chris Stapleton, Steve Lukather, Jenny Lewis, Lenny Kravitz, Corinne Bailey Ray, Eric Burton, Yola Phineas, Ben Montench, Robbie Krieger, Sam Hollander, Bruce Sugar, and more. So, I mean, that is like a who's who in the studio there with him. So significant for that reason. Ringo Starr, and it is Zoom In is what that's called. Okay. Now, here we go. This is Still Corners, The Last Exit. This is on Wrecking Light, and it's their 5th studio album, and they're a dream pop duo. It was released originally in January, and the album expands on the duo's dream pop sound. It's a very expansive instrumental and vocal production. It's described by them as they're calling this desert noir, and the record really paints a picture of like open road Americana. The album's been praised for the production value on this, the lyricism, and Tessa Murray's vocal performance, which just soars. Okay, that's Still Corners. Now, last up, we have Weyes Blood. This is Cardamom Times on Mexican Summer. And this is the project of multi-instrumentalist folk musician Natalie Mering. And she recorded the 4-song Cardamom Times EP on reel-to-reel deck in her Rockaway, New York home studio. It sounds like this very lush rock gem that was rescued from the 1960s. It's got this real retro sound to it, and if you like Weyes Blood, you're already going to be way into this, but this did not disappoint. And even the back of the cover is also really kind of cool looking, with this real retro looking stuff. Let's see what the sticker on the front, it says it's a limited edition on transparent light blue vinyl with purple and maroon splatter, and it also includes a download code. Okay, so that's just a small little smattering of stuff that is out today on vinyl, and don't forget to pick up Shore. It is album of the year last year because it did technically come out in September, but we've been existing on that digitally until now. You can get your hot little hands on the actual vinyl, which is such a treat. So everything sounds better on vinyl. Okay, so thanks for joining me, and I will see you next week, and we'll have some more things to talk about. I hope you find something in here that you loved, and please subscribe if you haven't already, and you can hit that little notification bell too to alert you via email every time that there's an upload, which is Fridays, because that's when the new stuff comes out. So anyway, have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you next time.